Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what you should be doing in the summer between year 11, just after you finish your GCSEs, and year 12, going into sixth form. But before that, a couple of quick updates. Well, first of all, I wanted to keep it a bit more, chill with you guys on this channel. I realized that I've made the videos very, almost robotic, with me just sitting down and recording and giving you all the information, which is good. I want to provide as much value as I can in as little time as possible. But now that your exams are over, I can spend a bit more time telling you about how I make these videos and also a bit about myself. So I'm going to do that today. Well, first of all, I guess is how do I make my videos? This is my camera. I have, well, if you're interested, it's an Alpha 6300 from Sony, and I've stuck on with some incredibly stupid looking sticky tape a lens hood, which is actually from some random other camera. My tripod, this is usually where I film. As you've seen in many of the videos, I film in different rooms at different times, but it's just depending on how I'm feeling, on the natural light in this room as well. Actually, the news is I've ordered loads of new kits. So I've ordered a new light, which will let me film in different times of the day. I've also ordered a new camera lens, which is good. That's, I don't know, I don't want to get into the details, but yeah, it's a 16 to 70mm lens for my APS-C camera. So if you care about that, then there you go. And what else? I've ordered a microphone. So yeah, the quality of the video should be increasing. And yeah, I don't know, that's also for my photography, which I kind of do on the side. If you're interested, you can see the link in the description to my photography Instagram, which I actually haven't posted to in a while. And I haven't posted here as well for a long time, so sorry about that. But we will get back to it this summer. I've been a bit busy with loads of things. I've also been busy procrastinating, which is obviously not great, but there you go. Let's get into the video. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna talk a bit about the best things to do in the summer now that your GCSEs are finished. Okay, I've moved. I'm in my parents' bedroom. Anyway, let's get started with the video. So you've just finished your GCSE exams and now you're feeling a bit lost. That's totally normal. You've just dedicated about 3 years of your life pretty much working towards one major goal, which is, doing well in your GCSEs. And of course you might be feeling a bit anxious now that results day is coming up soon and you don't have that much time. But end of the day, you have many weeks of no school and loads of freedom to do whatever you want really. And yeah, in this video I'm just going to explain to you what you should be trying to do to fill in that almost sense of emptiness in the summer holidays. All of you have potential to do incredible things and also enjoy your summer as much as possible, but you just need some direction sometimes, because for me personally, I felt really lost at the start of summer holidays. I was like, I don't really know what to do. I've just spent so much time working towards GCSEs, and yeah, what do I do with my time now that I have so much of it? Well, to avoid this feeling of being a bit empty or being constantly bored, there are loads of things to do, and the first thing that I would recommend you to do, and this is really important, is to relax. Please do not be that person who finishes their GCSEs and straight afterwards starts thinking, okay, I've heard so much about A-levels being so difficult, I need to start revising now, I need to cover all of the content, I need to finish the year 12 content before I've even started year 12. Trust me, even if you set that goal, you're not going to accomplish it, or maybe you will, but you will have wasted your summer pretty much. I think it's not really important to focus on academics over summer. I genuinely think I took 5 AS levels. I took maths, further maths, physics, computer science, and economics. And honestly, I didn't do really anything in particular for my AS levels in the summer before sixth form, and I was fine in the end. So I don't think that it's necessary. What is necessary though is relaxing. But that doesn't mean that you can't do any work. I think doing academic work is fine. Just, if you find interest in something, then yes, go ahead and do it. And I'll be talking about this later. 100% doesn't mean that you don't do any work or any work on your subjects. You can do, but don't feel pressure that you need to finish loads and loads of, content before you even start just to get ahead. I mean, you can do a few topics, you can do some things that you're interested in, you can maybe have a look at what kind of content you're going to be covering. But again, you're not going to be doing, practice questions, past papers, covering all of the content and all that stuff. It's not worth it. Trust me, because you'll be wishing that you get this time back when you start your A-levels, and you will have plenty of time in year 12 to, go over all of the content. And I haven't done year 13 yet, but I can tell you that year 12 is pressured, but even doing 5 subjects, it's manageable. And if you are sensible with the amount of time that you put into revising, doing homework, just being consistent with homework, and getting stuff done on time and setting high expectations for yourself, then you will be fine. So don't stress. I also set these goals for myself of, I wanted to finish all of maybe A-level maths, or like half of A-level maths and further maths before I even started sixth form. I didn't do it, and honestly, it's fine. It's okay. Of course, I explored topics I was interested in, but at the end of the day, you don't have to do anything. You're not obligated to do those things, especially if your school is going to give you good guidance at the start of sixth form. So how do you relax? Well, some GCSE students, believe it or not, need some advice on what to do, some ideas, and that's totally normal. Of course, you have plans, but some of the best things, some of the most effective things that you can do are, going to movies, going out with friends. I actually made a list of summer activities that I wanted to do. I think I called it the post-GCSEs bucket list. And I did loads of things on that bucket list. I didn't do all of them. But one thing I would recommend is making a list. Just make a simple list of all the cool things you want to do over summer. Having fun, going out, different events, but also things that you want to achieve, some goals that you want to work towards. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about relaxation now. Do some exercise. During the exam period, most people don't really pay that much attention to their health, to exercising that much. But now is the time. The summer is the time to get back in the gym, to do some sports, whether it's cycling, badminton, football, whatever. Just get into it, get with your friends, and stay active. Don't just be at home. Even if you're doing productive things, get out of the house, because you would have probably been in the house for quite a long time in the previous months during exam season. Another great place to go out with your friends is actually on university visits on open days, but I'll be talking about that a bit later in the sort of future planning section. So the next section is finding your interests and following them. I can't tell you how valuable and how important it is to find the things that you're interested in and do more research into those fields during the summer holidays. And I'm not just talking about academics. I mean, maybe you've wanted to take on a personal project, like maybe you want to start an instrument for a long time, but you just never got around to doing it. Or maybe you wanted to learn something specific, maybe learn a new language. Do it. This is the time. The hardest part of taking up a new hobby is actually the start. And it can be a bit tough to do that when you're in the midst of sixth form, year 12, or especially year 13. So if you get started with these things now, then the sort of energy that it takes to continue those and keep those going is much less than at the start. So get things started. Take your first lesson in whatever it is. Some other personal projects could be, doing some art, writing. What else was there? Coding. For me, coding was one thing I wanted to do. Some courses online and learn more about coding, because I'm trying to do computer science at university. So just don't do these things with the pressure of, I have to do these, I have to be productive over summer. Just try these things, and if you find them enjoyable, keep them going. But there's no pressure, and kind of prioritize your enjoyment over anything else. Another thing you could do is maybe start a YouTube channel, and I guess there's loads of things that you could try. You probably have more ideas than I do. And finally, get started in learning about your subject. So whether it's computer science, for me at least, I just learned about the subject. I read around it because I really just find a lot of interest in it. Or maybe you're interested in maths or humanity. For example, for history, just read some books. You probably don't need me to tell you these things, but read some books, meet other people online or in person who are interested in your subject, talk about it, and kind of just engage with the subject as much as you can in a way that interests you. Obviously, if you still have some time to decide what you want to do at university, you can still, change your decisions now. Of course, you have loads of time. But to make those decisions, you need to have some evidence. You need to convince yourself that the subject is right for you. And this is sort of the time to do that. You can spend some time now to test the waters in some new subjects that you haven't really explored before. So maybe for me it was, looking at, economics, for example. Of course, I only started studying economics from year 12, but maybe having a look in the summer before would be a good idea, because you can get an idea of, is the subject right for me, especially for subjects that you've never done before and you're now taking for A-level. Have a look. And yeah, there's loads of resources online, YouTube videos, free courses on Khan Academy, or even paid courses on Coursera or Udemy or websites like that. Honestly, the world is your oyster, or more specifically actually the internet is your oyster. Go online and just learn about anything, learn about something that you're interested in, and yeah, no one's going to stop you. You have the time and you have the freedom to do that, so don't waste the opportunity. You never know where these projects are going to take you, so just get started. It can be tough at the start, for example, starting a YouTube channel, but just keep going, and you never know where you might go with it. The next thing, which is quite a popular choice, is work, getting a job. So getting a part-time job is definitely a good choice to do over the summer. Of course, you don't want to dedicate all of your time to working, because you want to relax and you want to do other things and spend some time for yourself. But it's a good idea to get a part-time job. So for example, I did some 11+ tutoring. You could do this at loads of places like Humon, or there's loads of other local tutoring places that you might have. So get in touch, and yeah, maybe you could do it with a friend, and it's actually quite an enjoyable thing, and you can earn some income on the side as well, and actually just enjoy it. Don't worry too much about, I don't want to give financial advice, so don't take this from me, but just don't worry too much about saving. You're not trying to rack up, so much money to save for university or whatever. Of course, it's good to have some savings, but end of the day, you're young, and your earning potential will be so much higher when you're older, when you get a job. So just spend some of it, enjoy. Yeah, don't just be too frugal with your money at a young age. The next thing is work experience. A work experience is a really fun thing to do, contrary to popular belief in some cases. It depends where you do it, of course, but if you try to get into a program at a big company, it can be quite enjoyable because they provide so many amenities for you. You get to meet like-minded people, and yeah, it's just a good insight into, of course, the industry that you're interested in. So for example, for me, that was like software engineering and technology. So I did work experience, actually I did loads. I did Microsoft, JP Morgan, HSBC, PwC, and a few others. And you don't need to do that many, but I kind of just saw it as an enjoyable experience. You get to meet great people. I made some good friends at work experience programs, and you get to visit cool offices like JP Morgan in central London, for example, is a great one, and Microsoft too. So yeah, in fact, it doesn't even need to be at a big firm. You can do it at smaller companies, maybe just a local place. Anything that will help you learn about the industry. It's just great, and you have time, so why not? Just get involved, do as much as you can, and yeah, talk to people, make new friends, and yeah, this is the time to do these sort of things. And leading on from that point about work experience is the last section, which is future planning. Now, without taking too much stress, you do actually need to be planning for what you want to do in the future during the summer holidays, because once year 12 starts, you get busy and there's about 1,000 things going on that you need to juggle. So it's a good time now to do a couple of things that will set you up to hit the ground running when year 12 comes, and prepare you for your university applications, and also just give you a better idea of what you want to pursue in the future. One of the most important things is, of course, researching your A-levels. I don't know, I think at this point you wouldn't have finalized your A-level decisions, because most people, I think, after they get their results back, their GCSE results, get to finalize what they want to do. But if you are doing A-levels, then talk to loads of people about what subjects they do and how they found them. And a key thing actually is talk to multiple people. Don't just take one person's opinion on the subject and die by that, because different people find different subjects varying levels of difficulty. So take multiple opinions. This is very important. Take a range of opinions about the range of subjects that you want to do, and based on that, maybe you could draw up some pros and cons lists, discuss it with your friends and family, and try to come to a well-informed decision about what subjects you want to take, because it's important, right? It's an important decision. It will affect which courses you can do at university, and it will also affect your overall sixth form experience. So just be very careful about which subjects you take, because it's probably the most important decision you'll make in the next kind of 2 years-ish. So for me, I talked to loads of people about what computer science, physics, and further maths A-levels were like. I was pretty set on taking maths, further maths, and computer science because I had an idea at this point that I wanted to do CS at university. I wasn't fully sure, which is totally fine. Lots of people had no idea. Again, that is fine. Just keep your options open with your A-levels and make sure that you have at least an idea of maybe 2 or 3 different degrees that you might consider going into, and make sure that you take A-levels that can cater towards those courses. So you might want to look at university websites and what subjects they require, and also what subjects they strongly recommend. And a key tip is that if they say they strongly recommend something, especially if it's a competitive university and a competitive course, it means you basically need it. So just keep that in mind. And then I decided on taking physics and economics for my last 2 in year 12. And then now that I finished year 12, I'm dropping economics because that's just the way my school does it. And this leads me on to probably the most important point of this video, and that's to stop and think. Take some time over the summer to reflect. Think about what you've enjoyed in the past. What did you enjoy most about GCSEs? Which subjects did you like the most? Of course, A-levels are different, but what kinds of skills did you enjoy applying? And try to think about what you are good at and what you enjoy, and the intersection of those two things. So personally, I've seen way too many people that don't stop and think enough about what they actually enjoy and what they would consider doing work in for the rest of their life, because that's a really big decision. And of course, it's a lot of pressure to do these, to make this decision at the age of 16. Like, no one can do that with, in a reasonable way at the age of 16, unless there's some prodigy in a certain subject. But you do need to start thinking. This kind of decision doesn't happen all at once. You need to be looking into lots of things and, as I said before, testing the waters in loads of different subjects and seeing how you like them. Again, don't dismiss them too quickly. Go into a little bit of depth into these different subjects. And just form your opinions and judgments about things yourself without taking someone else's word for it. People often feel sort of overwhelmed by the number of options that there are. There are so many courses at university. There are honestly hundreds, and A-levels in themselves, your school might have loads and loads of options, and you might be quite confused as to what you want to take. But I think that leads to a lot of people procrastinating about making these decisions, and that's just not the way to do it. They might think that there's loads of time to make these decisions, and while that is true, you need to at least start thinking about these things in advance. Otherwise, you end up making an ill-informed decision about what you end up doing for university and for your career, rather than finding out what you really enjoy and also what you're good at. And remember, there's still time to improve in a subject, even if you don't feel like you're amazing at a certain skill. If you find an interest in it, then there's always a way to improve at it, because if you enjoy doing it, then doing it won't feel like work. So for example, for some of my A-levels, in particular maths and further maths, I enjoy them. So doing the work, doing the homework, or doing whatever, it doesn't really feel like work. That doesn't mean that it's always, perfectly enjoyable. Sometimes you need to make yourself sit down and just get the work done, but you need to try and find a subject that doing it just doesn't feel like work. It just feels like you're just doing some interesting stuff. You're just exploring interesting things and learning interesting things. I don't know, I probably sound really like neaky right now, but trust me, it's not neaky. And at the end of the day, if anyone's, calling you out for being neaky, it's their loss. You're going to be laughing at the end of the day because you will have found something that you really enjoy, and you're setting yourself up really well if you explore lots of things and find what you enjoy. And again, don't be influenced by what other people are doing. Don't just take this sounds so obvious, but don't just do the thing that your friends are doing or what everyone is doing. Don't just follow the crowd and be like, everyone's doing econ or planning to do econ at university, I want to do it too. Obviously don't just pick a subject because of something superficial like CS students make really, really high salaries. I'm just going to go into that. I mean, it can play into your decision, but it should not be the primary thing. The main factor of your decision, this is something that only you can ensure, the main factor of your decision should be your passion for that subject and your enjoyment for it. So yeah, just this is the time. Talk to people, try things, try some courses, watch the YouTube videos, read some articles, listen to podcasts, because at the end of the day, GCSEs have far less of a bearing on your life than the decision of what you want to do for the rest of your life. What course you want to do at uni can quite heavily influence what you do later on and what career you pursue. So just remember that you spent so many years working on for GCSEs. Awesome, but try to look forward now because the things that are to come are way more important. But that is not to take too much stress. Just try and make an informed decision about what you're going to do. Anyway, now that I've covered basically everything that I wanted to say, I'm not gonna show you this because it's on my Notion, which if you don't know is like a note-taking app, but it's the post GCSEs bucket list I was talking about. I'm gonna read out a few of the things and tell you whether I've done them or not, whether I actually ended up doing them. The first thing is learn magic. Didn't do it. Music production, did it for like one day. I didn't really do it. That's still on my bucket list though. So is learn magic. Video games. I wanted to play the new Spider-Man, like Miles Morales or something on my PC. Got it, played it, incredible. Genuinely, I'd recommend it. And the second thing was, I'm sorry, but it was Fortnite with the boys. We did do that. It was great, just for nostalgia. Don't play that anymore. What else? Go out with my friends to central London. Definitely did that a couple of times. Very fun. Get contact lenses. Got that as I'm wearing them now. Go out with friends again. I made a whole Google Doc with places in London that I wanted to visit in summer. I went to a couple of them. There's a great place called Garden at 120 in central London. You don't need tickets and you get a great view of the whole of London, so check that out if you haven't already. I went to Pot Shack, which is like a indoor mini golf kind of thing, and I went to Spitalfields Market and loads of other places that I haven't listed here. Start a business. Well, this is I kind of did. I guess this YouTube channel is almost a business, but I guess my personal brand is a bit of a business. On my, if you check out my website in the description, that's almost kind of like a business, but that's definitely still on my bucket list. Learn piano. I think I did do this a bit, but I'm doing this more now just for enjoyment. Like I stopped doing grades many years ago. Reading, I think I did some reading. Yeah. Gym, I got to the gym, then I stopped for ages, and now I'm back on it. Learn coding, so yeah, I did a bunch of coding. I'm still doing coding now. And again, that's an example of me trying something. It wasn't necessarily new. I'd done coding for ages at that point, but learned more coding, and I furthered my interest in it, and now I know that that's what I want to kind of do for much longer now for university, computer science obviously. Set up my personal website, did that, see that in the description. Start my YouTube channel properly, did that. I think, yeah, I did do that. What else? Go to the weekend concert. I went to the weekend concert. I might insert some clips now of the concert. And related to that, just 2 days ago, almost exactly 1 year after that, I went to the Travis Scott concert, so you can definitely see some clips of that over here. So yeah, that's another thing to do. Go to some concerts, enjoy some music. Especially if you're going to a new sixth form, try and connect with the people who you know are also going to the same place ahead of time, because you know you'll be in a good position to have a good friends group wherever you go. Do photography. Definitely did this. Great experience. Take up photography if you haven't already. And again, you don't need some fancy gear like I showed at the start of the video. Start with your smartphone, and people have taken some incredible pictures with their smartphone. Working on my social skills and confidence, did that as well, kind of. Decided on a likely career, that was on there, and I did. That took probably a bit longer than just the summer holidays. Watched some movies, I have a list here, and I watched some of them. And then finally, do some maths and physics and computer science work, which I did do in the end, but again, I didn't really set myself out to achieve a huge amount and do loads of A-level work, because when you get into sixth form, you'll be wishing that you know, relax more in your summer if you just do work over summer. And yeah, you know, you're sandwiched between GCSEs, which are pretty intense, and A-levels, which are very intense. So don't waste your time in between summer just focusing on work, because then you don't really get a break. So be wise about how you spend your time and maintain a balance. So I think that's actually everything I wanted to cover today. If you have any questions, any comments, or anything that you want to talk to me about, let me know in the comments and I'll try and reply as quickly as possible. Good luck with, well, I can't say good luck with your exams. Good luck with enjoying your summer and finding out new things about yourself, about other people, meeting new people. And yeah, have a great summer, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye.